Hello and welcome back everyone. Today I'm on location here at Snyder Park. It is a small little community park situated in Springfield, Ohio, right next to the Beavercreek. And so I'm going to be here for the morning. It's very unlike late autumn, early winter here. It's honestly very unseasonally like spring almost. It's like some warm temperatures and everything. So I think that's what I'm going to be doing here today, is just taking a little walk around. It just rained pretty heavily the night before, so everything's just really wet and saturated looking. But there's lots of old growth trees here because there's part of an arboretum here as well, which is pretty cool. And there's also a bridge which actually crossed over as I was driving over to the parking lot. That's very beautiful as well. So it's a nice green, deep green, like forest green color as it goes along the Beavercreek here. So I did a quick little drive around. There's like this big parking lot that I'm in right now and some other stuff. But yeah, so I'm just gonna be taking a little wander here. I think there's some railroad tracks on this other side, the back end, that I quite haven't seen yet. But right now I'm the only person here for the morning, just because it's really just kind of like a black kind of weather day considered to most people. But it's, like I said, very unseasonably warm, so I'm gonna take advantage of it and see if I can get some kind of moody, kind of overcast photographs, I guess. So yeah, I mean the cloud coverage is pretty much fully, but it's moving pretty fast because there's some wind gusts and some breeze going on as well. So I think that's it for my amateur weather report. But so I really don't know what to expect with the place, but I'm gonna go, just walking around, checking out the place and seeing what kind of photographs are to be had here. But I'm gonna enjoy it for what it is and just having a nice quiet morning. And hopefully I get like an image or two to take home, of course, as always. So I think with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and park here finally, and we'll get started here in a moment. So the clouds are moving really fast, and yeah, it's just making me kind of interested in maybe doing like a long exposure of like the entire landscape, but slowing down that shutter maybe a couple seconds or longer, and just really blurring and just dragging out the clouds, I think would look really cool. That's a technique I've always wanted to try but never really have gotten around to, but today seems like the perfect day to do it, honestly. And there's enough subtlety and hues in the there's a little bit of the blue sky peeking through here as well in the clouds. So maybe I'll incorporate that, just get some color in there. Just so you can kind of tell the difference in the clouds, I guess. That way it's not just some kind of blank gray blob. So some little berries on this bush here. Let's see what the Beavercreek looks like. Well, this is nice. This is nice. Looks like there's a disc golf course here as well. A few benches way out here, which is pretty cool. Yeah, this is neat. This is really neat. So yeah, I don't know, like I said, for potential photographs, today I think I'm going to stick to landscapes or landscape-ish type photographs. We'll just see what goes on here. Half the fun is just kind of getting lost in a place, really kind of soaking in the sights and everything. And while this isn't really like a big place by any means, at least compared to most places I go to, and there's not really much hiking to be had, I'm still looking forward to maybe getting some images, because you you can be a little surprised. And I've known about this place for a long time, and I finally, you know, decided to make my way here and see what it's really all about. Not really going in with too high of expectations, just because you don't want to let yourself down in case you don't get any images. I promise eventually we'll get back to big hikes and much more adventurous things, but for now let's stick to the little more low-key places and just see how they are, because, you know, I've surprised myself too at some of these kind of like community parks. Some of my favorite images I've taken are at those same kind of parks. So yeah, I'm gonna keep walking here. It looks like I'm on like a bike path kind of thing. It's like a paved road basically. So I'll talk to you guys in a little bit, and I'm just gonna take a little wander here and check things out. So we will see what happens. Alright, so I went on a little bit of a wander here, just through Snyder Park here. I think I kind of saw a little bit of everything. There's just lots of really, really old trees, and lots of beautiful sycamores in particular, which is of course one of my favorite trees. But yeah, I just really am not sure what to do though with, in terms of like a composition or anything too interesting, you know, with the photograph today. Just not feeling the most inspired, I'll say. I don't know, but it is what it is, at least in that regard. But I found this like roadside puddle, and it's just full of leaves, of course, like I said, from the previous night's rainfall. And there are a bunch of just bright, vibrant orange and sometimes reddish kind of leaves, and just laying here in the water. And with the wind, as you can tell, the wind gusts, it's making all this ripple effects and really shaking and moving that water around. But it's still enough that you can see the reflections of the trees that are also surrounding the roadside here. So I'm trying something with a wide angle lens, but I'm zooming in at about, I'm gonna say 28 millimeters, just almost like a top down, but it's a little bit at an angle. And because of that, I'm going to use a smaller aperture of about f11, and I'm at about 3 seconds and ISO 200, and just zooming in basically and just pulling yourself into the scene. But it's still wide enough that it encompasses a lot more, and really it's creating much more of a textural pattern-like shot. There's really no defined subject, which at least at the moment I think is good, but maybe I'll look back on the computer and say it's not really as good as I imagined. But you know, it's worth a shot here, quite literally, and I'm going to try it out here. And then I'm also using a circular polarizer filter, just to move and adjust the reflection there, and to feature the tree prominently on the right side of the frame here as I am. So turns out pretty well, I guess. So it's at least a shot, you know, I could say I at least attempted something here. And it's something a little bit different. It's not really something I was thinking initially with the big grandiose kind of like trees around the entire landscape here. But you know, with the light given today, today's not really the best day, I'll say, for landscapes, plus with all that wind shaking everything around. So doing something much more cropped in, much more smaller, much more intimate like this, I feel like is much needed on a day like today. So, and just kind of sets the mood, I think, a little bit better too, honestly. So I'm gonna take a couple more shots here, and then probably make my way back to the car, honestly, because there isn't too much else I'm really looking forward to getting here, unfortunately, at Snyder. I may try some long exposure real quick of the Beavercreek, and maybe incorporate the bridge, maybe. I may try that as well. But yeah, there isn't too much here, at least what I'm seeing for today. It's a nice day out though. I mean, it's just nice, you know, kind of moody Ohio kind of sky and everything. So, but yeah, not really sure what to do with the landscape itself, but you know, I guess that's part of the surprise and a little bit part of the fun, I guess, of just going to these locations, doing some research, but at the same time, you know, letting your expectations be dictated from the day itself, and what really unfolds because of it. So like I said, I'm going to take a few more shots, and I'll keep going here, and maybe try some of the Beavercreek. We'll see. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. So now I'm just making my way along the Beavercreek here, going upstream, and there's actually this little sewage thing, but it's actually has quite a lot of nice characteristics to it. You know, it's like a nice cascade and everything. I am tempted to take a vertical long exposure of it, but there's like this big pipe that's jutting out of it, and I don't know. Something to keep in mind. I might actually go back and do that. There's a couple mallards as well, you know, swimming along the creek here, and it started pouring rain for a little bit too, a couple minutes at least, but you know, that's not enough to stop me. Yeah, I'm pretty resilient most of the time. So make my way upstream here along, looks like there's some disc golf tees, and there's two bridges actually. There's another forest green looking bridge over here, and it's not too bad of a place. I feel like it'd be better though in like maybe like spring, summertime especially, simply because of like the flower gardens and everything else, and the arboretum. I feel like it'd be much more alive and you know, a lot more color to it. This time of year in December, it's like a little bit of a toss-up maybe, since the color is much more muted, but it does accentuate and show off more of the tree bark and the structures of all the trees that are in Snyder Park here. But yeah, I don't know. You know, it's kind of like a little challenge, I guess, to go to these locations in an atypical time of year, we'll say. You know, like kind of like the same thing as like going to like a meadow or prairie when it's like winter or something, where there's lots of like much more muted colors and earth tones, but it might be a lot more I don't know, sparrows or something, you know, so keeps your options open at least. Looks like my way dead ends over here, but the bridge is up here, so I don't know. There's the bridge up there. So yeah, I think I'm gonna try long exposure real quick, and then probably be it. So I'll get back to you guys in here in a moment. So I'm not getting much of a moment to take some photographs. It's just got way too heavy of rain all of a sudden. Woo. So woo! That's high wind. Okay. Woo! All right. Yeah. So. So, yeah, that rain picked up real quickly. I knew there was a chance of rain this morning up until noon, but I mean, it's not even 10 o'clock yet, but it just went down like crazy. And I mean, like, I didn't mind the pitter patter of rain, you know, a little bit here and there, but like it just like picked up like instantly. There's no real warning. I mean, I guess pitter patter rain was a warning, but like still, it just like picked up instantly. So gosh, I'm drenched though. Everything's drenched. I had enough time to put on my pack cover, but like, I don't even know. Everything's just got soaked. Me and wow. Yeah, I mean, I like fairly extreme conditions, but like still, it's like keeping gear dry, of course, and everything else. I mean, I could potentially wait it out. I don't know if it will though, but yeah, I don't know. This might be the end of the video though, unfortunately. I hate it whenever there's a video and it's like it rains heavy and I just like kind of chicken out a little bit, but man, it's just like, is it really worth it? Those images, the ideas I had in mind were like not the most groundbreaking, but maybe I'm trying to downplay it now just to make myself feel better about not getting them. I don't know. But yeah, that really was crazy. Kind of crazy. Good thing I was near the car, because if I was way out on the other side of Snyder here, I'd be like going around in circles crazy right now, trying to run back to the car in my wading boots, which are, you know, clunky and heavy, and I don't really, you know, hike or move that fast with them. But this is crazy though. Wow. As you can see, I'm, you know, pretty soaked. But I think I'm going to end the video here. Everything in the universe is telling me is that maybe I should end the video here, and yeah, so at least I got the images of the leaves in the puddle. I mean, that's worth something, I guess. But this is another one of those like filler episodes, I guess, where I just kind of, you know, extreme conditions, okay photographs, and I guess it's still a good morning to get out, you know, just kind of take a walk through the park. So, oh no, I thought it slowed down a little bit there. Kind of sound like it. Yeah, but the winds too. The winds in combination with the heavy rain. I mean, it's like throwing it at its side right into my face and everything. At least the direction I was walking. So, but yeah, this is interesting. This is quite an adventure. So yeah, I think I'm gonna end the video here, unfortunately. Yeah, so I think that's it, guys. But still, let's look at the bright side. So I got some images, still a good walk in the park, and got to check out basically the entire Snyder Park here, so I'll leave it at that. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, everyone. This has been Snyder Park. Until next time, make sure you get out here, preferably when it's not raining though, or at least heavy raining, that is. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. See ya.